Thank you. Frame 5. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
So everything's settled down again. And the crowd here at the Crucible really enjoying this tussle. A lot of Ronnie fans in, but there's a lot of Welsh supporters in there as well.
Did you spot the difference there, Dennis, when Ronnie broke off?
Did he break off with his right hand?
He did.
First time for a long time.
Well, his last break off that he made before the mid-session interval with his left hand, it was a poor one. Okay, Mark Williams didn't pot the red into the middle, but just a little change of tack.
And he's got a chance here. If this goes in, he's on the black, and look at the reds. One. At least 5 reds available. May have finished a little straight on this.
8.
Should be okay though.
9.
Just meant he had to look at the bounce off the cushion there. You see that he didn't get on the red as he intended, and that white has just flown off that side cushion. And now he's got a very delicate cutback, and good recovery.
Yes, it was a good pot
60.
on the black, but it's awkward queuing here. What colour can he get on off this red?
$17.
He's managed to drop it in and hold for the black. He's got to be careful with blacks like this. And it went.
24.
Got the easy red to the left middle.
$25.
No problem here. Just off the side cushion, there'll be a couple of reds available.
$27. $28.
Still no need to go into them just yet.
$33. $34.
In that red, the only thing he had to avoid was leaving himself hampered by another red for this black, but he's found the gap lovely for his hand.
$41. $42.
Plays that shot so well. Now, if there is a red in the middle, that'll go. You play to get on it. If not, a cannon onto the middle of the 3 reds would open things up. He's played that little cannon, and he's played it perfectly.
Yes, he just stopped for a second, didn't he? He thought he'd nestled
49.
onto the red closest to the cue ball, but then he walked round, so you can only assume that you're right, Dennis. He's played it perfectly. He's nicely on this red. He's looking a couple of shots ahead now after this red and another black. Which red will he be playing on?
$50.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure, and that's the thing to do. Get back up again and have a look at things. The worst thing you can do at this game is to play a shot when you haven't quite made your mind up. He looked a little bit edgy at the start of the match, but come out after the interval, and this is the start he was after.
58.
Always good if you can win the frame with one visit. He's not many pots away from doing that.
And he's played these really well. And
65.
Cued perfectly.
$66.
So just the black needed to clinch the frame. There's a possibility of a very high break here.
$73.
Joe Perry
74.
still holds the highest break at the moment, a break of 132. There's plenty more points to overtake that here.
81.
Yes, if he takes blacks
82.
with these remaining reds, possible 140.
$89. 90.
He's the nearest one to Stephen Hendry in the centuries department. He's made 517. Stephen Hendry just over
97.
700.
98.
So just the black for a terrific century.
Beautifully played, perfect on the last red to play for
105.
another black.
106.
This is what they've come to see, this crowd.
113. 115.
And he clear the colours to set a pretty good target.
118. 122.
Just 8 minutes for this effort.
127. 133.
'Absolutely stunning.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie O'Sullivan beats the highest break this year in the 888 World Championship. He has set the target. That was a magnificent effort of 140, and he leads 3-2.
frame 6, Mark Williams to break.
Mark Williams gets frame 6 underway. Frame 5 hardly had a shot. But he knows that even though 140 is a tremendous break, it only wins one frame, as does Ronnie.
Who was it used to say that? John Pullman, 10 times world champion.
A little bit ambitious there from Ronnie. I think he played out an awful lot of right-hand side to try and come off the cushion, but playing with that side, it threw the cue ball off, and that's why he was nowhere near the pot. But not a lot of damage done. Could have left something easier than this for Mark.
Well, he knew he was going to leave a longish red on for Ronnie, but that pot he took on was worth the risk there. Mile off. And look at the kiss on the red. It's amazing, John. He's made 140 break in the previous frame, and he missed that attempted pot by, well, 6 inches.
Yeah, there's a few of those shots he's played, little drags, and hit them much too thick. So Ronnie's shown what he can do when he gets a good opportunity early on. Mark needs to show Ronnie that he can do the same.
Nice.
Snooker, really, it's a psychological sort of warfare you have with one another. To punish your opponent's mistakes. He's not played that well, Mark. Played to drift past that ready
60.
cannon, almost full ball.
Might just work to his advantage now, as he'll open the reds up. A big sigh from Mark there. He didn't push the cue through there. He's come up a little
24.
bit short. I think he can still cut it in, but he should have been straighter on this.
Thin, but just managed to hold the cue ball this side of the baulk line. Gave him a choice of colours. It'll be the brown. Decided to go into them. How's that worked out? Oh, well. Is he on? Nothing? If he is, that's unlucky. He couldn't have hit these much better.
I mean, that really is dreadfully unfortunate there. In fact, it's finished in such a position it's not easy to play a good safety shot because of the red over the right corner pocket, and at first glance it's not easy to get up the table. That couldn't have worked out any worse. Need a bit of luck at this game. Well, any ball game you need a little bit of luck. Where would you be on the golf course, JV, without your little bit of luck in around the green?
Yeah, well, need a better handicap rather than a bit more luck.
Mark Williams, 29.
So just played a little touch to the red. Is it touching ball? Touching ball. Well, that's a help for Ronnie. It'll help him get this cue ball back to the ball, Ken, you would have thought. I know there's a red near the baulk line, but you can't leave the cue ball at this end and get it safe.
I think if he can get, but he can't get to there, can he? The pink's in the way, so he'd have to leave it a little bit higher up, somewhere near this other white there. I was running out of whites there, John. But that's all he could do there. Well, he's looked at all the options. He's had a look at this pot into the right corner, and that's his choice. Now where's the white? And that's okay. One. That was a little bit of vintage Mark Williams. For years we've said the best single ball potter in the game, but there's a few more around these days. Neil Robertson is one of them. Can clip this one into the right corner.
6.
He's looking at the other one, but I think the one to the right corner's better choice.
Seven. Nine.
Well, Mark's doing plenty of strolling around the table. Little delicate shot needed here. Played it well.
10.
Off in his little stroll again. Maybe Terry's been teaching him how to walk around the table. Terry did like a stroll around the table and a little skip man again. Do you remember you used to do the impersonation of Terry? A little walk forward and then a little backward step, John?
15.
Yeah, it used to fill in 5 or 10 minutes.
Always tricky,
Williams, 15.
that type of shot. the middle pockets are so tight also. You touch a knuckle and that's what happens. Now this must be very tight. And it's a bit of a stretch also. But there's not a lot of room for this. He's coming around the other side to have a look at it. That's how tight it is. In fact, he's even looking at the other red.
I think he's looking at the red, you know, Dennis, nearest the left corner pocket. I think he can just get through to it. And if he can stun it in, he'll be on the black.
Yep, well spotted. And if he plays a lovely, delicate little cannon here, he will open everything up. If he can just cannon those two reds, it will develop the whole of the table here.
Eight.
Played it to perfection. Now this would be a body blow for the Welshman, because Mark was looking very good there until that delicate little one into the middle. But he's still got to knock them in.
16. 17.
Couldn't be placed better. Even the one up to the left of the yellows, ideally placed.
$23. 24.
Ronnie, as he walked round to play that pink, had a quick look at the scoreboard. He's reduced his arrears
30.
now to 14 points.
$31.
But with the colours on the spots, there's no real problem. Red, okay, the one near the cushion near the baulk line, but that really isn't a problem. Shouldn't have any problem getting on that red. Big favourite now for the frame.
37.
Yeah, I said that red was ideally placed. That's probably the wrong word, but it's in an easy, potable position.
$38.
Yeah, he wants to get as close to that red as possible, and just off straight, so somewhere near the white would be okay. Well, it's finished a little bit straight, but I still think he can screw back here and get the white away from the cushion. So it'll be back for blue or pink here.
44.
Yes, I think he purposely played for the pink because he could get his hand on the table the further away from the cushion he was. Can't see an obstacle now, and he's now 6 points in front.
50.
Playing for a baulk colour, of course, because with the baulk colour it's easier to get onto the yellow.
Quite an important frame, although it's the best
54.
of 25. Mark Williams had a chance to draw level.
56.
Yes, he had two chances. First one he was unlucky when he went into the reds, finished on nothing, but then he produced a good pot to give him the second chance. Missed a tricky red in the middle, and at this level, just something like that sends you back to your chair, and that's where you sit until the frame's over, and it's over now. The brown was all that was needed.
68. 74.
Brilliantly played by Ronnie O'Sullivan. Mark Williams had 2 chances. Ronnie O'Sullivan just needed 1. Marvellous clearance of 81. Now got a 2-frame lead at 4-2. Well, Dennis, that was the first frame that went the other way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, as you mentioned, was unlucky when he went into the pack, but then he recovered the situation, and it was a delicate little red into the middle pocket that would have paved the way. They're funny little shots. If the white's a bit closer to it, it's an easy shot, but he's a bit further away, and it's a delicate little shot. And he just caught the near jaw, and then that was a marvellous clearance from Ronnie, though, John.
Yes, the opening red was outstanding when he played it into the left corner pocket, round off 2 cushions on the black. Got the cannon that you lined up for us, and once he'd got that inch perfect, the frame was at his mercy. As you say, you've got to pot them, but he's cueing lovely as Ronnie.
Okay, with the 7th frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Once again breaking off right-handed. And that looks to be a pretty good break-off shot to me. Cover the red with the brown. Cover the 2 reds with the green. No easy path back up the table. Is he swerving this a little bit? Yeah, just to bend it around the green.
Careless one, this. As I've said many times, you can't afford to hit the baulk colours on the baulk line at this level. Left a chance of a pot.
If he doesn't kiss the red, he would have been perfectly on the pink. He can still cut this pink in. Someone coughing in the crucible. Wasn't very timely. It's such a small theatre, this. That definitely wasn't done on purpose. But he's missed the pink, though, and he's gone in off. So that just
Ronnie O'Sullivan 6.
upset Mark's concentration there. There's the crucible, and even on the back row they're pretty close to the action. Oh, country mile away from that, so it's amazing. He's made a break of 140 and then an 81 clearance, but he didn't cue this very well. That will annoy him.
One. Six. Seven. 12.
Now, if he can get on the red,
13.
that's just to the right of the black, and I think he can do it in such a way he could pot that and just flick the other red away from the black. Might be able to get over there off the pink. Top, spin and side. It's not hard enough, is it? That's not a very good shot from Mark. He's
19.
left it a long way short.
Mark Williams, 19.
Just not in full control of the cue ball when he gets to the table. For whatever reason, whether he can't get the pace or his touch just isn't right. Where's this red going? He's left it. That was a poor shot, that, from Ronnie.
One. Pretty good. But I suppose what we forget, John, is Mark Williams hasn't been in this sort of situation for quite a while. You know, he's been losing early on in tournaments. I mean, the start of the season, he's up at provisional number 26, but he was down at 42
7.
at one stage, so it takes a bit of getting used to again, doesn't it?
Eight. $14. $15.
Well, I don't know if that red next to the black goes. He's had a look at it there, but it looks pretty tight. He's got other options here. He's got the one to the left of the bunch. Maybe it goes. Must go. He wouldn't have put the white there.
20.
Well, now he doesn't like it.
Well, from our picture, it looks as though he can put it. He doesn't have to play for the black, of course. He can play for the pink.
Well, the other one goes, so if he doesn't feel as if he can see enough of it, take the other one. But this is his third time getting down to this one.
51. $27. $28.
And if he's dead straight on the pink, he can't get into the reds. So he'll have to play for the one that's next to the black, and even that, he'll have to force it in to leave himself a chance of that one. Screwing it back just a Try and give himself a little bit of angle.
48 points the lead. Still a possible
34.
75 left on the table. I don't think there's anything to play for. He's going to have to play the cannon. I can't see a red that's potable without disturbing something.
And it's tricky because the pink's away from the reds. He needs a full ball contact on the pink, otherwise he'll slip past them. Now, is there one available into the middle pocket? That was a tricky little cannon that he needed there.
40. Mark Williams, 40.
Don't think there was any kick. I think Mark just didn't cue that one very well. It was a bit tight. And surely history can't repeat itself. Mark was in the driving seat in the previous frame. Made a break of 40 plus and then lost the frame.
Well, he's not having much joy with the long pots, and there you see, he's down to 9%. That's not good. 1 in 11 he's been successful with, Ronnie. So if he's had a weakness this evening, he's long potting. That's it. Oh, Mark. Dear me, and he knew he was running into the other reds, but I didn't expect him to miss the pot.
Well, that's quite amazing. Look at the reds. Look how they finished. I think Ronnie was almost ready to concede the frame. Well, I can only hope that Ronnie does make some sort of a slip up here.
One.
Just got to avoid the cannon on the red that's near the pink spot here. I decided to go up the side of the table. Just about
6.
held it. The reason he was adverse to playing this, he knew the cue ball would be close to the side cushion. Plenty of points to play with.
Seven.
We pointed out his long pot success was very, very low for Ronnie. But his overall pot success, 91% when he's in like this. This is a golden opportunity he's been presented with here.
14.
And look at the red
50.
over the left side of the table. It's in a position similar to the red that Mark Williams missed in the previous frame when Ronnie cleared with 81. But Ronnie is a little bit closer to that one.
21. 22.
That's the yellow that's off its spot. He's got to get right up the table onto that. And normally you would play for the blue with the yellow off its spot in such a way.
28.
Blue or balk colour would do.
29.
Green is the ball that'll get him to the yellow.
Look at the scoreboard. Just confirms he needs the 6 remaining colours after this green to win the frame. And this one will hurt Mark Williams more than the last.
32. $34.
No excuse for missing the red he did.
37.
Always feel this is the key shot, Dennis. The brown to the blue. If he gets perfect on the blue, it's a formality. This is the key shot to the frame.
Oh, he's going close to the blue. He needs a lucky kiss here.
41.
Could have played it better, but this is where the left hand could prove very useful. It's a tricky little cut in.
46. 52.
He took the last frame with a terrific 81 frame. He's done it again. Mark Williams should have won the frame, but Ronnie has cleared with a break of 59, and he now goes 5-2 in front.
Thank you. The final frame of this session, Mark Williams to break.
Last frame of this session. You feel if Mark Williams is going to feel he's got anything out of it, he needs to win this frame. You'll think he's had chances that he shouldn't be 6-2 behind, and maybe you'll feel he shouldn't be 5-2 behind. Just this frame to make a difference.
You can't buy a long pot tonight, but he still keeps taking them on.
Yes, and every long pot that he seems to miss, he hits 2 full. So he must just be putting a little bit of unintentional side on the cue ball. That's all I can think. Something he'll be working on, I'm certain.
Well, he's
6.
got to sit there sipping his water, a little shake of the head.
7.
And if the next shot works out okay for Mark Williams, he could give himself a chance. He normally likes to pick them off one at a time, but with the black on the side cushion and the pink out of commission, he's got to go into them sooner rather than later.
13.
So this is the one. Didn't catch the
18.
pink full ball there. Sent it towards the right side cushion. And this
90.
will definitely help. Black back on its spot.
$26. 27.
It's funny, we said at the start of the match that
34.
Mark was taking his time, walking around the table, wondering whether it was a bit of a tactic, but he's certainly speeded up here.
Well, this is more his natural game here, isn't it? He doesn't run round the table, Mark Williams, but he's a very quick player, but it's a nice pace when he's going well.
42.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit annoyed, particularly at losing the last frame in the manner he did. But this game can be very annoying at times. Now there's one loose red, so I'll have to pot the yellow and come round off 2 cushions for the red just up and to the right of the black. It's all about line and length. Good line. What about the length? Well played. Well played indeed.
Needs a good cannon this time to develop a couple of them. Might just be okay. There's one to the right middle pocket.
53.
Almost stuck on that red. Mark's highest break, 65 in frame 2. And this coming just at the right time. I think he'd settle for 5-3, although he could quite easily have led 5-3.
62.
That's it. Ronnie now needs a snooker. 69 ahead, 67 remaining, and he's taken these very well, as fluent as he's been all evening. And it's funny, he's played more fluent and he's had a lot better control of the cue ball.
$74. 75.
Next session of this match resumes tomorrow evening. That will be very enjoyable. It's been a real enjoyable session, this. We've seen some high-class safety.
82.
Tactical, snookering, and a marvellous 140 from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Do you know what he did there, John?
83.
That last shot, he did an impersonation of Joe Swale's cue action.
$88.
Well, the red's not got in, but that 88 break was more than enough to win the frame. 8 frames, intriguing, enthralling. Ronnie O'Sullivan leads 5 frames to 3. But what a session we've had.